Alright, starting the stream. This is gonna be a pretty boring, dry stream. I don't know how long it's gonna be, but the goal here is to yap, but and write down some stuff I want to see in 2.1. Because Cornish was asking, can you gather like a list of community suggestions, and he's asking for mine as well. But I've been just so busy either playing other games or not getting to this in like a few weeks. And then suddenly out of nowhere 2.1 FFF dropped, and then we're like, oh, it's close to be done already, and I don't think our list is gonna matter too much, but just get it written down for the records and see how many actually gonna land. But qualities. Let me think about it. Maybe I need to open the game. Okay, let me my thoughts into words. What quality itself? Oh, my brain's so rotted. I don't even know what to write. I need to open up the save. I know I'm gonna dip into each science, but I need to write like an overall summary. I'll probably need to put end game because I don't think it's gonna have anything to do with early game progression at all. Why am I capping it? Okay. My grammar is just that bad, I guess. Okay, so what's the point here? 2.0 and game quality is mostly a grind, but if you agree. Players build a temporary setup for gathering all the materials for purpose of legendary factory. And there's scale it up. There's no need to scale the quality builds up or to self scale up. Which usually ends up in long hours of AFK, very unengaging gameplay. Okay, what else? What else do I need, right? Quality science solves this problem. How do we solve this problem, right? On the other hand, I don't know why I'm writing it like a college essay. Gathers the material for building and science. So players build a build. Let me report to be designed. Current issue. Obvious issue is that quality science is closed. Not worth it. Above uncommon tier. meaning the material cost, build size. Can I say exponentially? Meaning the material cost and build site is unreasonably large. Okay. To the point, almost nobody I don't know how to describe it. I'm just gonna say unreasonably large. As player getting higher research level, players getting higher research level and designing more complicated production chain. Okay. Complicated and optimized production chain, they should be rewarded with, I don't know, more science instead of less. Like, I'm not even talking about UPS here. I just want, say, if I have same size factory, one is simple and just normal, and the other one has more complicated production chain, and it goes for like Q2 or Q3 whatsoever. If it's the same size, it should be giving you more signs as how the gameplay system should be as an automation game. Where you have more complicated stuff, you should be rewarded with better output, right? Like that's the entire point. Current quality signs. How do I say mathematics? Okay, I think this is good enough. So the following is gonna be my as someone who's okay. I don't think this is like an important part to mention. Having more hours in the game doesn't mean you're gonna be better, so I'm not gonna mention that. I think I will be rather mentioning as someone who designed countless quality science builds all the way. Sites from methane. It pains me that those awesome designs have any benefit over a simple normal sign. So in the real safe. Grammarly needs to shut the So here are some suggestions to make it better. Okay, any suggestions? Or more like, how do I say? Like it's an overall suggestion that applies to everything. Mechanism tuning. Why does it have the mark down? I mean, the highlight. Oh, whatever. Science pack. Item ID. I cannot type. It can be tuned. Why is my ad block not working? Dumb. Okay, this is my biggest complaint. This is probably the easiest to implement. What else? Make machines quality audit machine. Able to offer different quality output instead of blocking. The output. Decrease quality pan. No. I can't spell. Speed modules. I guess we need to put our rationale for per suggestion. Make quality model machine able. currently any quality modded machine needs so much more inserter activity. This is kind of dipping in the UPS territory, but in general, like I just want, I don't want, like why can't I just use stack insert to grab 16 of, say, okay, if it has 16 normal quality, I grab it once. If I have 16 rare, I grab it once. Onto the belt, so I don't have to use bulk insert into a chest or whatsoever. It's just so much pain to design around. How do I put that into words? And almost impossible to efficiently use stack insert. No. I think that's good enough. Quality modded recycler usually have to output to a chest, or let's say container, why is the ad block not working today? What the hell? Okay, whatever. Quality mod recycler usually have to output a container. To be able to use stack insert on. Output efficiently. A lot of quality builds, since the build size is the buildings cannot be sped up too much due to the quality penalty. Producing the same amount of items would be magnitude higher machines. Oh, am I even typing? can't just say like 10x more machines. So many more machines. Is there any overall mechanism tuning? What do you think about it? This is my 3 main complaints for now. Recipe tuning. For basic materials. Ah, this list is gonna be so fucking long. Holy shit. Honestly, I don't have too much to say. Quality ores should be smeltable in foundry. By using the same without calcite and moltens, so that quality can transfer. Common ores should also have alternative What else? Basic material. I guess the oil products. Plastic is not that really big of an issue because coal to plastic is crazy. Okay, but we do need some kind of things for coal and sulfur. So my suggestion here is that explosives should recycle to sulfur and coal, both of which are very hard to mass produce. Quality seeds should have some use on global. Somehow. Instead of just obviously not advocating. Where'd the gotcha pull? Oh my god. This stream is on for you. Close it not. This is just yapping stream about a factory game that gacha players will never understand, okay? But yeah, basically there's gonna be some new release for Factorio, and there are some other players that are telling me, because I make a lot of random builds in the game, so they want some suggestions for me, and I've been slacking off on it, and then they suddenly dropped this shit today, or no, Friday, so that 2.1 is actually coming out pretty soon, so I need to get some suggestions in before it's too late, even though I don't know if they're gonna take it or if they're already in the game. We'll never know. But the thing is, I just don't know, because when they do the LAN party or whatever, they never get to the end game at all, because to them the end game is not important, right? Like their LAN party never gets to the end game, say or even post game, you know. The end goal is to finish the game, but after the game, that's where I think a lot of things shine, and but also not doing so well. That's why I'm writing this document for it, so I can work on it. Obviously not advocating for direct quality C2 same quality fruit to critical. Okay, what else? Oh, I remembered a overall mechanism tuning when you number 4. Change formula for quality grow not be this formula makes very hard to get more than one quality jumps per step. And a lot of science production chain. Can barely fit. Okay, what else? I think Aquilo needs ice. I really don't know, but that should be kind of covered here. Decrease quality penalty from speed modules. Because yes, you cannot speed things up. Duh! Have you not seen the build size for all the quality builds? Like, holy crap. It's just like, okay, we're gonna read this starting part, but like, my main point is that the build size are too large, never worth it. Quality size never worth it, because materials cost and build size are just unreasonably large. Right, of course, we just want to make it easier. It's not supposed to be a grind, okay? A grind is boring and unengaging, right? Like, how many hours have you been just sitting there doing nothing, waiting for the materials, right? Like, what's the point? That's just bad game design. What do you mean? It's not a grind. It is. Come on. What are you talking about? Hold on, I need to mute. Tell me a method out there that's not a grind. If you want to build, say, I'm gonna build a mega base with 2,000 legendary beacons. Like, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna make a build that makes 100 legendary beacon per minute, so you wait 20 minutes, or you just make one that make 1 per minute and you do AFK for 2,000 minutes? You're definitely going for that like tiny output one, because nobody wants to scale it. There's no point scaling it, because once you get the legendary buildings, you're done, right? There's no point to make a scalable build for the quality stuff, right? So you just build for small, you wait for it. In a day, see, that's what I'm talking about. You AFK'd for a whole day to get it. That's not good gameplay. I mean, someone who played Factorio for a long time like me would be like, okay, sure, AFK, fine, no problem. Yeah, how many beacons do you need? Well, true, that's true. You got other things to do. But again, the goal here is to make the quality signs. It's not just the buildings, okay? So hard to argue. I mean, we can just take level science for example. Like if I design something this big and this many machines and this complicated chain, and I'm getting rewarded for nothing because it's a huge build that takes way too much input and produce nothing of value. Bro, this entire thing is about quality science, bro. Like that's just the quality itself. I don't think the quality itself is much worth talking about. Like you said, it can be a grind, or you just build a little bit, you forget about it, you do other things. Like I said, you're not building it for scalable. You're not building it a whole quality factory. You're just building a mall. That's all it is. The entire purpose of quality is just having mall items in the game, right? Yeah, exactly. Like there's no purpose to it. In term of building the entire base, you build it and then it's done. It's like module grind. You make a really simple module production, right? And it's you wait for it or you do other things. Like, but they put quality science in the game. That's why I'm talking about it. Yeah, I don't really care about like making a trickle of it. Yeah, we're talking about completely different things. Okay, we're talking about quality science. I just don't think it's okay to have uh, a more complicated build that make less things. That just like not how game design, like an automation game, should be. For science, it's the same thing about every planet, every single planetary science or novice science. It does not even make sense to go above uncommon, or for even going normal above normal even doesn't even make sense because it takes more space, more inputs, get less things out of it. I just think quality science should not be like an uh like a uh niche thing post game that just nobody does because it's bad, right? If it's in the game, it should be the end goal of the game. It it should be the end goal of the game to produce quality science because it's a more complicated chain. Your factory is gonna grow into a more complicated spaghetti, as it should be. It should be easy. It can be hard at the start because you say you don't have enough modules whatsoever, right? In the mid game to late game, you're on that grind. But post game, it's just supposed to be easy. All right. Yeah, if you don't agree, I can't convince you about it. I don't think difficulty should be measured in terms of how big you need to build, but how complicated the build itself is. Like numerically, all right, sure, you nerf it, you nerf this number to even less. Sure, I wouldn't care. It's like playing 1000x science modifier. Is it actually harder? I don't think so. I don't think you're building a base big enough. Let's be honest. Anyway, back to the point. I'm just saying numeric values should not be used for measuring the actual difficulty. Like, I don't think curve mechanisms whatsoever is easy or hard per se. To me, you make a design that works, then it's just a matter of scaling it, right? What do you mean? I mean, if there's more options to do, say quality science, it wouldn't be boring at all. The entire purpose, I mean, the entire, like, I kind of quit the game for half a year after I finished the game, just because I ran out of things to build. Right, I ran out of things like quality science to build, and I came back here, and I'm like, I'm so bored that I just want to make some more quality science build. I'm gonna make full legendary builds because nobody ever tried them, just because it's like bad, right? Having more options in the game is good. The only challenge in the late game is legendary. What even is legendary designing? I think normal science designing is so much simpler than trying to scale up a quality build. Like, it's not even comparable, okay? Like I said, do you need anywhere close to this big of a production chain for just global science? Yeah, exactly. Normal science is boring, and quality science should be better in terms of like you need to have some kind of incentive to build for it, right? And currently we don't have the incentive. There's zero incentive for it. Yeah, I have it written there, but I I, I think that's like one point of it, right? I'm suggesting you just change the drain multiplier per science to be like different uh per say, hey, permission science is impossible to make into legendary, then I should just make it stronger, right? That was my first point here. This is like the safest option. Like if you can't change anything else, blah blah blah, then you should be able to change this one to, quote unquote balance it, so that there is more incentive to go for it. This is my first suggestion. I think this is also the one that probably most people can agree on. Yeah, I'm gonna avoid talking about it. They're gonna have their hammers on that thing if they want to. I don't think I can convince anyone at this point because the game has been out for a whole year and everyone has like really solid opinions on these things since they discovered it. So I'm not bothered to convince anyone. But my personal opinion for Casino and LDS is just keep them. Just buff other things. Keep the rest the same. I mean, Casino is only good for iron, let's be real. Everything else is, yeah. Coal, maybe. Yeah, good for you. See, that's also one of my problem with it. Like, if you just kill LAS, if you kill Casino, then you make a solution for every single quality item in the game. And how is that more fun than trying to solve every single item by itself? Like, great, now you kill all the alternatives, that there's a single solution to everything. Wonderful. I was gonna say something about ice on Aquilo, but I don't know about it, so I'm just gonna say anything. Water planets that I want to yap about. I think that's probably it. These are the recipe changes I want to see. Oh yeah, everyone talking about trains, so that's an obvious thing, and I think the developer hinted on Reddit something big is coming for that, so I have my hopes. Yeah, I mean, it is pretty much low-key confirmed by the dev because he just hinted on Reddit saying, "Oh, it's because somebody asked about quality trains," and everybody just spammed them about quality trains, quality wagons and trains and stuff. And at this point, they had to hint a little bit. Yeah, it's not. Alright, should I even go deeper into, or is there any more recipe I want to see? probably some speed adjustment on some recipes that I don't really remember unless I'm building for it. Oh, probably like this or. But again, I shouldn't need this if the speed penalty on them are not that great. Are you talking about early game, mid game, late game, or like what? Oh, I love Minecraft. Dude, I wouldn't have cared too much about pre-mid game. Oh, you mean like the first few levels being too cheap? Too cheap? Kind of, yeah, I kind of agree. Like, uh, you know, the second time you get on Vulcanus, the second patch you get on Vulcanus just pretty much never run off throughout the entire game. And always as well, like your second patch is pretty much not even gonna run out on default settings. Yeah, I can kind of agree on that. Again, this thing is just about quality science. I'm not writing anything about progression or early game. What I want to say. They say that they're not gonna add more new research, which is gonna be sad. All right, you know what? Quality bacteria. Just gonna say quality bacteria and not explain anything put here because there's one guy from main core who just meme about this all the time. Just because how bad it is. You know what's the worst thing about quality modules is that whenever you can put prod, you put quality instead, then it's a big loss of value already. It doesn't matter what you do with the quality itself. You already lost a ton of value by just not having productivity modules. That's like the main problem with quality bacteria. Uh, I don't even know what I want to write here. It needs to be specific. I shouldn't just write quality bacteria buff. Like what kind of buff? Like if there's a research that can get this thing to 100% prod, then it would be good. Well, too bad. I mean, it just cap at 30. Like, what can you do about it? You're gonna break the recycle loop if you go above 400% total. I really wanted to write something here, maybe like, but they already said no more new research. I really want them to get rid of the surface condition for lab, so you can like have something like space labs or labs on Earth planet, right? Like it would be really cool if I have science production on every planet, and then I just ship planet back and forth between all those planets, and then they do science, or they do science in space. That would be so good. I mean, that's just whatever. There's no end goal. It is an infinite research, right? So the end game bot speed is already like insanely fast. Yeah, true. Get still in space. There are also stuff I want to write, like change, scrap, rocket capacity to from 500 to something like 5,000. So you can do space scrapping fun. That would be like, you know. But this document, I just want to limit to quality science. Let me dig a little bit more about Gleba. What else is going here? Alright, I think. Like, imagine we can speed beacon these guys more. I don't need 2 billion machines here. Those here. Then it will be a lot better, right? And then we also increase the science value, so we just need 1 blade instead of 12, right? That would be also good. But again, having too small a scale also kind of is a problem. Then it just might be better to build a bot base, right? Like, and then you use bot to make a tiny bot build, and then enough science. That also isn't really scalable compared to normal. And whatever. I'm gonna dip this, save, and go to another one. Maybe something about Fugora. What mod? Reason cloner. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they have some suggestions about. Oh yeah, this funny Fugora build. I was cooking the other day. I realized if you do Q4, rising by having more spots to unload from carnival pound instead of using bot. Yeah, that'll be good addition. Like at some point, I think even just having multiple landing pad is working. Like their biggest complaint or counter argument for not having multiple landing pad is that, oh, then logistic will be transportation within the surface will be so simple. I'm just like, wait, what? Why? You can send rocket into space and land into another location. Is that actually like how much does it simplify things? You still need to produce the rocket ingredients, and those 3, even though it is a tiny build at maximum research, it's still something that you need to build, right? Like, and why does having a single hub doesn't trivialize that? You can still send things into different platform and just land everything at a single place. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I just don't understand the counter argument against multiple landing pad. I understand the counter argument about the having inserter able to grab from the cargo base. But again, I guess if you don't limit it, you can build very strange builds that just spam them everywhere. So it is pretty much the same as grabbing from cargo bay, so that you can just, land whatever things you want at whatever location you want. Which I don't think is a bad thing per se. I don't know if they have explored much about that. I think the hub inserter is more of an issue on a ship, right? Like they say, oh, that will be a lot easier for a ship to build because you can snake around the base, the cargo base, and you grab things out of it and put things back, right? Like, yeah, I don't know what you're gonna do about that one. Whatever, I'm not gonna think too much about it. Is there anything I want to write about Factorio Science? This is my Q5 build. Yes, everyone is talking about quality trains for sure. I think that one is so obvious that I don't even write it here. Everyone else has been suggesting that for ages, that the developer kind of confirmed it, as you said. For Goro Science, main problem is not really main problem, but like, just like I said, quality homium ore has no use, right? If we have a simple recipe that just turn quality homium ore into plate, then that would be very good. Like the efficiency at normal should be less than the homium solution, so that you're still incentivized to use homium solution at normal level. But if you have quality ore, you should be able to just turn it into quality plate, right? Same thing as, iron ores, copper ores. Then you can have foundry to be able to smelt it in foundry instead of furnace. It was something about unable to upgrade it, and then it's let's just say technical issue for upgrading quality wagons. So they decide to not include it. The detailed explanation is very long and wordy and technical, so I'm gonna skip that. Basic materials. I really think the explosive recycle would be really good if they just added. Like, this is not a big change. Like, sulfur and coal are huge pain. Like, we're gonna go to our funny global build, or actually military build. This one I did use Glova for coal, which is somehow more UPS friendly than doing it in space, by the way. Ignoring all the plant. That is pretty much half of the global build, but a lot more complicated in the end, because we're doing quality nutrients, recycling, and productivity here, and then blah 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 to get 3 different colors of coal, right? And then we match it with iron ores from this part. A little bit pipe upcycling to get the grenades. Dude, this was the source of suffering for a while, but I had this build done. It's so hard to design around quality Glova, like holy crap. There are like so many different deadlock scenarios that I had to figure out how to fix by belting or circuits. But yeah, This is like this is what pinnacle quality designs should look like. They also give great returns, but like right now it doesn't do that. I don't know. I'm just sending grenades here. I also hope they don't kill this one. This one is for just walls. Yeah, it's just early game struggles. A funny wall build. I hope they don't kill the calcite recipe as well, because Boskid was like noted when we're mentioning this thing. we mentioned quality calcite transfer to stone, and he didn't like it. He did not like this. But this is like the only good way to get quality stone besides quality mining. Yeah, not just global complaints. Everyone has their own different complaints about global, the visuals. There's like a popular mod that just removes all decoratives on Gleba so you can see things. Like whenever I stream with Gleba background, my bitrate goes to 0, which is kind of funny. Oh yeah, the decorate. There's a mod to remove all decoratives. It is pretty much just this button here, I think. Wait, never mind. Can't find it. But it's pretty much removing all decoratives. I think it's even in the render options. I don't remember. It could be graphics. Show decoratives. Yeah, if you just uncheck that, then the funny plants, the plants should just disappear. A lot of people have that unchecked just for global, honestly. Alright, so about the coal, that's what I was saying. Like, if we have explosives recycling, that would be just so good. Right, so we get sulfur and coal for blue science and military science, which are two very hard to do quality science. Change to Prometheum? Yes, exactly. Exactly. Everyone's saying about this as well. I think they already have some kind of plan, so I'm not suggesting anything besides, quality science about it. I would suggest, oh yeah, let's do number 5. Quality buyer should be somehow from quality bioflux or I just put this one here. If you want to do quality Prometheum science, we should be able to get quality butter eggs from quality flux. And you know what would be benefiting quality gleba? If we have quality butter eggs somehow from quality bioflux, that means we can save a lot of nutrient by shipping the quality flux back to Navis and ship the quality butter eggs back, right? And then turn them into nutrient. That saves like 30-40%. And quality Prometheum will be also easier because the eggs are just so annoying. Like, washing those eggs. You know what you were saying about not a grind? Check this out. If you want to build the launch silos for quality nest, oh boy, that is gonna be a long ass AFK session, and also building all those labs. Unless you just start hoarding very early, but like if you want to build another 1000 labs and then you suddenly start to get all the Q5 eggs, oh my god, good luck. Good luck washing all that. I definitely have some PTSD from those days when I still played in my main save, when just hoarding all the Q5 eggs into productivity modules to save them, to pickle it. Just wash it. I mean, you could. I think you're exaggerating things. You're exaggerating a lot of things. Human memories don't remember the time that you're just not doing anything. I guess that's how you approach it. From what I see other people do, they AFK. Okay, most of the people AFK. I'm pretty sure. Either AFK or use a speed control mod. That's how I did my K2 essay, not essay, the K2 quality base. Like I spend all the time in editor making the base, I paste it and I realize, oh, I'm missing like 200k fucking modules. And I'm like, oh no. Like, how do I word it? It's, I kind of think scaling up a temporary build just being a waste of time. Okay, that's how I see it. Not any non-science build, scaling up is just a waste of time. Like how I was just so bored of it in my K2 build. Hold on, let me load out the save actually. K2 final backup. K2 final. Oh, that's a lot of runs. Like, I had a base of this size. Like, I think I did. I did like 1 million signs here, but it was just a lot of signs here. This is a 500k real science production K2 base with quality, and then it needed so much modules, and I was like, I am not gonna, like, I just pasted a bunch of these things around because this one's to grind copper, and then there's some other ones to grind other things. Like, I could paste it 10 more times, or I can just speed up the game. Like, guess which one I chose? Because it's only temporary. Like, what's the point? It's a waste of time. Or also some old washer build. And K2 with quality was slightly busted as well. Like, copper was, all the basic material are pretty much lossless upcyclable. Yeah, it is slow. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. What I need, why do I need so much faster? Or I can just speed up the game 20 times. It's gonna be idle after I build the signs. So like, why do I need to scale this up? There's no point. That's why I call it a grind. Because it's only temporary. Let me see modules. Okay, hold on, like 20 FK for the modules. Okay. Something like 10 days of in-game time. Okay, this is just a bad example, but this is how most people do quality. That you just stamp down these tiny designs and get it, and then you never use it again because once you get enough, it's done. What the? Why the? Okay, they didn't even change the item icon. Hmm. Oh yeah, this is kind of unrelated, but I'm submitting this funny one for um what's he called? U-Book UPS competition for this one is making yellow signs. Honestly, yellow signs is a good example of a decent signs to do quality on. That's why a lot of people are submitting like different qualities like Q2, Q3. I don't think anybody submitted Q4, but me and some other guy submitted Q5. And this build makes two belt of yellow signs. And why I like it is because the build size is comparable with the Q1 build. Like this is a Q1 build that makes 12 belt, and the legendary just 2 belt, and the entire build size is like comparable. UPS not really comparable, but like at least the build size is comparable, right? And if we could speed up the these machines even more and have the inserters not being stupid, if I only need half the size of the blue chip upcycler, then it's gonna be smaller, right? And it's a more complicated build, and you will be kind of incentivized to build it, even though it's not UPS optimal. Again, I'm indeed using a little bit what's it called, LES upcycling. I don't know how they're gonna kill this thing. Otherwise, we're gonna wash so much more coal for the plastic and LES we're gonna need. But yeah, yellow signs is a just a good example where the size multiplier kind of makes sense. That it's not like too horrendous. I might just skip the sessions and well, this part doesn't look too long. I like how there are like 3 items in recipe suggestions are related to global. I think I'll continue this another day, but actually let's finish it. I don't have much to say here. What else should I add? I think that list is like kind of good enough. This is not a good suggestion, but I might just put it here. Well, yeah, sure, chunks. But if they kill casino, maybe you can still do something with quality casino chunks. You know, they're harder to kill as well, so kind of why not? Now let's remove it. I don't know. I was gonna dig into pure science, but then the document is gonna be too long, nobody's gonna read it. This might be just good enough. Right. Oh fuck. My old Google account link, it's over. Okay, I might add more later, but this is it for now. I'm gonna play some Minus Tree now.